and welcome back to another video. It's Algeria versus Mexico, another international friendly. Algerian football back once again after 11 months off, and we've just beaten Nigeria in time for what is probably a much tougher test. A resolute, resilient Mexico team who are 11th in the FIFA World Rankings. Hola to my Mexican amigos if you're here, and welcome to the channel. We're playing against Mexico for what's going to be, I think, a very good game. A game between two teams, two different styles. The best team in Africa against probably the best team in North America. Mexico by far and away the best team in that confederation. And while Algeria are nearly unbeaten for 20 games, Mexico have got a very similar record. They haven't lost for ages either, and they've also just beaten Holland in Holland 1-0. A very resolute defence thanks to a goal from the penalty spot by Raul Jimenez. I do worry about Jimenez. I think Jimenez is a top striker. He could play for one of the top clubs in the Premier League. I think he'd be perfect at Manchester United. Always rated Jimenez fantastic, always scoring goals for Wolves. And I wanted to see him up against Belmadi. Unfortunately, Belmadi is not in the Algeria squad, but you can see the Algeria lineup that I predicted for this game. So we saw Belmadi make a few changes, perhaps resting a few players for the Mexico game. I expect it's got to be the main team now. We've got to be playing the best team against Mexico. We want to try and beat Mexico. We want to try and protect our unbeaten record. So I expect a strong team from Djamel Belmadi for the Mexico game. It's got to be Rice and Bolhi back in goal unless he's not fit. Of course, the Saudi League was off for ages, so Bolhi should be the goalkeeper. Halamia at right back because the fan is injured. We've got very limited options at right back. Even Farhat, who can do a job there, is also unavailable. But he might play Mandy at right back if he wants to. Mandy could play at right back if we struggle for injuries and stuff. So if he doesn't trust Halamia against a Mexican attack, which I think won't have Lozano is probably going to miss the game, which is a big plus for Algeria. The Napoli winger is set to be out. He was brilliant at the last World Cup, so no Lozano potentially for Mexico. But if Mandy does go to right back, you could see Taharat and who else could play in the middle? Maybe Bensebaini could play centre back, but Bensebaini's a left back. So we're a bit stretched. Halamia is expected to play. If he doesn't, I'd say Mandy would play that, and maybe Taharat and Spanarajo or Medioub can play. We saw Medioub against Nigeria come on for a few minutes. So let's assume Halamia, the only right back in the squad, plays right back. Then we'll have Mandy and Taharat at the back, you'd expect, and then Bensebaini at left back, who scored the goal in the last game. Pretty straightforward. Fares came on and he looked a little bit shaky, perhaps because he's been injured for a while. So expect that to be the back four. The midfield three, probably, let's go back to the usual three. I thought this was the midfield we'd use against Nigeria, but Mali opted to rest the midfield. He played Abid and Balkabla and Boulahia. So I think we'll go back to the Benassa, Faguli and Gudiora central midfield. Very tried and trusted. Gudiora, has he still got the legs on him? Faguli's not on the right side of 30 either. So Benassa's going to run that midfield. I don't think Balkabla and Abid ran the midfield particularly well against Nigeria, but we didn't need to because the attacking players had so much flair going forward. We saw a lot of long passes from the defence trying to set up the attack. We didn't use the midfield that much. The midfield is going to be crucial against Mexico because they can have so many bodies blocking their defence like they did against Holland. And to be fair, Mexico should have beaten Holland by more than one goal. I thought Mexico, saw the highlights, had a very good game and they've beaten a very good team. And this game is also in Holland. It's in Den Haag, The Hague, the Kanja Stadium in Holland. Again, it's where ADO Den Haag play, the Dutch club in the Eredivisie, so it's got seats. It's a proper football ground. Again, once again, Algeria playing in Europe without fans is going to be a huge loss, but I think the Mexican fans are very passionate as well. Da la 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 da la 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 with their sombreros on. I'd love that, but unfortunately we're not going to have any of that against the Algerian trumpets. So no fans, I think, is a big loss for both teams. I think the fans would have had a big impact on both squads. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. So Algeria are going to have to play without fans like they did against Nigeria, but they showed they can still win without them. Front three, Morris would stay on the right. On the left, it should be Benrahma again. I don't think Brahimi's got the legs to start. And up front, we could see Bounedjah come in for Andy Delors. Delors played. If Bounedjah has sorted out the visa problems, he can play up front instead of Andy Delors. So that's the expected lineup. What do you think of the lineup? Are there any players you want to see play? Do you want to see Mediso Kane make his debut? Let me know in the comments down below. But I think the team's pretty straightforward. If Belmadi wants to win the game, he's going to play his best team. He won't look to test players out. He'll try to test how good is his best team for potentially a World Cup in a couple of years. Can we beat the likes of Mexico teams? We might well draw in the group stage of the World Cup should we qualify, inshallah. But that's my predicted lineup, and as for the score, I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Algeria 1, Mexico 1, and both teams stay unbeaten. If both teams haven't lost for 20 games, a draw is probably the most predictable result. But Mexico are going to be dangerous. We can't give Jimenez space. Man, he's got to get tight, get close to him. Bolly's got to be on his best game. So hopefully it's going to be a great game between two teams. Very good. Like I said earlier, Mexico are 11th in the world. The 11th best team in the world. Of course, Algeria should be much higher considering they won AFCON. But we're playing a top nation, and I'm expecting big things from Mexico, and we're going to have a big test for our team. So it's great to see Algeria playing top nations we haven't seen before, and hopefully we can get the job done on Mexican boys. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good test. Good luck to you guys. Hopefully it's a great game for everyone, and we all get the result we want. But expecting Algeria to do well. It's on Tuesday, the 13th of October. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. Algerian time. Expect Algerian television to broadcast the game. Once again, there'll be plenty of streams floating around YouTube if you can't find the game on your Algerian TV box set. But hopefully, it's going to be a great game. Algeria 1, Mexico 1 is what I think. You can see my predicted lineup. No Lozano for Mexico, but Jimenez is the danger man. Let me know your score predictions down below in the comments. Subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.